It started with a slap that silenced the entire cafeteria. Everyone stared at the new girl, trembling and clutching her face, but when she slowly unzipped her jacket, the truth that lay beneath made every single student stop breathing. In that instant, the bully smirk faded, and what followed changed the school forever. The first Monday of spring break's end was supposed to be ordinary at Hillcrest High. Students spilled into the cafeteria, laughter bouncing off the walls, trays clattering, friends reuniting after 2 weeks apart. But everything changed when the new girl walked in. Her name was Lila Hart, 16, quiet, with dark hair pulled into a low ponytail and a jacket zipped up to her chin even though it wasn't cold. She moved with the carefulness of someone used to being invisible, eyes down, tray clutched tight. No one knew much about her, just that she'd transferred from another city mid-semester and kept to herself. At the far table sat Brianna Cole, the self-proclaimed queen of Hillcrest. She had a perfect smile, long blonde hair, and a cruel sense of humor that made others laugh only out of fear. Her friends called her Bree, but everyone knew her as the girl who decided who mattered and who didn't. The moment Bree saw Lila, she whispered something to her friends. Snickers followed. "Who wears a jacket like that in April?" Bree said loudly enough for half the cafeteria to hear. "What, you hiding something?" Lila ignored her. She just wanted to eat, to blend in. But ignoring Brianna was the worst mistake anyone could make at Hillcrest. Bree stood, heels clicking against the floor. "Hey, new girl. I asked you something." Lila froze, tray trembling in her hands. "Please," she said quietly. "I just want to eat in peace." The cafeteria went silent. Bree smirked. "Oh, look at that, she talks." She sauntered closer, circling Lila like a predator. "Let me guess, you think you're too good for us? You think that jacket makes you special?" Before anyone could react, Bree shoved Lila's tray to the floor. Food splattered across her shoes. Laughter rippled through the room, sharp and cruel. Lila's eyes shimmered, but she didn't say a word. She bent down to clean it up. That's when Bree slapped her. The sound cracked through the cafeteria. Gasps echoed. Teachers weren't close enough to see. Bree smirked, expecting tears. But Lila just stood up slowly, one hand on her cheek, her expression unreadable. "Take off your jacket," Bree said mockingly. "Let's see what you're hiding." For a moment, no one breathed. Lila looked around the room, faces full of pity, laughter, or fear. Then, without a word, she unzipped her jacket. The laughter died instantly. Underneath, her arms were covered in hospital bandages, and a small badge hung from a necklace that read, Heart Foundation Cancer Unit. On her wrist, a bracelet with the words, Survivor, Bone Marrow Transplant, gleamed in the light. Bree's smirk vanished. Lila's voice was steady, though soft. "I'm not hiding because I'm weird," she said. "I'm hiding because I just finished chemotherapy. My body still hurts. I wear this jacket because it's all that keeps me warm." The cafeteria was silent. You could hear the hum of the vending machine. Even Bree's friends looked away, ashamed. Lila picked up her tray, her voice trembling now. "I thought maybe I could start over here. I thought maybe people would see me, not my scars." Then she turned and walked out. The silence that followed was deafening. For the first time in Hillcrest history, Bree Cole, the school's loudest voice, had nothing to say. That afternoon, word spread faster than any gossip ever had. Every student whispered about the new girl, the bandages, the slap, and the way Bree froze like a statue. When Lila didn't come to school the next day, guilt hung over the halls like fog. Even Bree's closest friends refused to sit with her at lunch. They muttered things like, "You went too far," and, "That was cruel." Bree tried to act unfazed, but every time she looked at the empty seat Lila had occupied, her chest tightened. She replayed the moment in her mind, the slap, the shock, the silence. It haunted her. 3 days later, Bree did something no one expected. She went to the hospital. It took her nearly an hour to find the right room. Lila was sitting up in bed, pale but smiling faintly, sketching in a notebook. When Bree appeared in the doorway, Lila looked startled. "What do you want?" she asked softly. Bree hesitated, holding a small paper bag. I came to say I'm sorry." Lila blinked, unsure if she'd heard right. I didn't know, Bree continued, her voice breaking. That's not an excuse, but I swear I didn't know. I've been horrible to people for so long that I forgot how to be decent. She set the bag down. It was filled with hand-drawn cards from students, notes of apology, and a new art set. Months later, Lila returned to school full-time. Her hair had started to grow back in soft brown curls, and the jacket was gone. Bree greeted her at the door, this time not as a bully, but as a friend. When Lila walked into the cafeteria again, the room didn't fall silent out of fear, it rose in applause. And Bree, standing beside her, whispered, "You taught us all what real strength looks like." In a world where cruelty often hides behind laughter, it only takes one act of courage to change everything. Lila didn't fight back with anger, she fought with truth. And that truth transformed not just her bully, but an entire school. If this story moved you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Story Sphere, because sometimes, one story can remind the world what kindness truly means.